What's up, everyone? Kura here. So today we be talking about, well, if you don't see the title, you're blind, but like Guillaume, but we be talking about the snake Hashira or the snake pillar Iguro Anabana or Anabana Iguro, whatever you want to call him. So today we be if you don't see the title once again. We be talking about how strong he actually is, and how strong he is compared to other characters, and how strong his ranking is, and the Hashiras, how strong like his rankings in the show. We've been talking about all that. I'm just gonna keep it slow paced and everything like that. So I'm gonna go by statement, first statement, then feat. I'm gonna be talking about all his statements, all his feats. So let's get right to it. Okay, so first I'll be talking about the first statement that we ever get from Iguro himself. Is we're gonna be talking about how he complimented Uza and that whole shig. So first I just want to get through. He's actually looking down on Uza. We see this in like multiple occasions where he's talking to him, like right here, that he's actually saying, "Yeah, you lost a fight against a mere upper moon 6. You lost an eye and a hand against a mere upper moon 6." So that means he's looking down on him. And you can take this assumption. You can take it as an assumption. I don't really care, because this is the part of my scaling of the whole Iguro. But take it how you want to. I'm not gonna go very in depth of this because it's not very that important. So you can take it how you want to. You can take it as an assumption, because I wouldn't do this at all. But the upper moon 6 statement itself is really, if you want to get him above Uza, but with that one statement, you can just simply say he's looking down on Uza. Uza needed Iguro. That's why Iguro was the closest Hashira there, or pillar that was closest, and that he was just looking down on him the whole time. And he just said, "Oh, a very good job against an upper moon 6." So he's looking down on him. Like, you would just have to prove looking down on someone just means you're stronger then. Okay, for the main scaling now, for Iguro Anabana, we've been talking about his fights against Muzan. And I'm not going to go anything else. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to bring up Muzan's poison. Well, I am, but not going to, like, the whole thing. I'm not going to bring up, like, any other characters unless it comes to my scaling. And at the end, I will say why Iguro is this ranking, and why he's above that character. Yes, but I'm not gonna go very in depth of the why that character is weaker. Okay, so now I'll be talking about this one feat that Iguro does, is dodging Musa's tentacles and also cutting his head off. So first I just want to get into more context. So Musan just broke the Infinite Castle itself, and I just want to bring a big but. When he was fighting Giyu and Tanjiro, he was actually very heavily suppressed, and then he actually started using more power. We can see this because he said, "I suppose you tend to hold me here," and he says, "I'm not gonna let that happen." And he does more flashy attacks, more faster attacks, because we can see that he's pulling out more tentacles than before. And then right here, we can see that Iguro actually dodged and actually was close enough to cut his head off, if he could have. And Giyu and Tanjiro couldn't have done that. Tanjiro tried to, but then he got cut with one of his tentacles, and then Giyu had to save him. And yes, Iguro had to be saved at the very end, but that's only because they were confused as hell on how that didn't kill him. And they were like, "Oh shit, we're too close," because they're already confused. So, speed-wise, this just puts them above characters like Akaza. Well, this put characters like Akaza, Tanjiro, Giyu, and anyone who's below them. And Iguro would just shoot up in his feats. Like, his speed feats would just be above all of them. I'm not saying strength, but speed-wise, that would just shoot up and puts him above everyone else. I think that makes sense a lot, because Giyu and Tanjiro was Tanjiro got cut immediately. Yes, he was aggravated in not being himself, but still, he still couldn't dodge it. And also, if he were saying he was still poisoned at this time, I'm not gonna go too in depth for the poison, but I'm probably gonna make a video on it. Probably not, on why Muzan was never truly weakened until the very end of the fight. Okay, so now I'll be talking about his second feat right before, well, right after he gets his red blade and his mark. And all his feats is before, like the feat I just mentioned before is right before he gets his mark and red blade. So that's very impressive and base. So Iguro, with his mark state, he was about to pass out. You can see right here he's about to pass out, and then he dodges it. Muzan focuses on him, and then he dodges it. So we can see this a lot of times, like when Kokushibu was focusing. I'm just bringing up an example, but Kokushibu was focusing more on Guillaume than Sanemi. We see this in the fight, but here I'm just gonna use that as an example. As here and here, we can see Muzan and Iguro having a lot of 1v1 moments. We see this a lot of times when he gets his mark state. They have a lot of 1v1 moments in these scans, like I'm showing right now. We can see that Muzan on him is having a lot of 1v1 moments. And I am gonna bring in another statement that's very weird, and you can take it how you want to, but I'm gonna finish this. But Muzan's only focusing on him, so we can interpret this in two ways: that he's the most biggest threat because he has his red blade, or he's the biggest threat because Muzan knows that he is the most dangerous fighter in the whole time. And I'm gonna take it a second way because we can see this. Muzan is actually talking about Iguro. He's actually complimenting Iguro. Sometimes you can see it like right here. He's mentioning Iguro. He's complimenting Iguro, and he never did that. The only person he actually compliments is Yoruichi and Tanjiro, when Tanjiro has all 13 forms. So Iguro, with his mark state, is already above everyone else who's shown, except Muzan. He's already above everyone because White Hair Muzan is above everyone else. White Hair Muzan is still above everyone else in the show except Yoruichi. So at that moment, it goes White Hair Muzan, Iguro, and then everyone else, because White Hair Muzan is still taking on everyone, like Sanemi, Sanemi, Guillaume, Giyu, and then like Zenitsu, all those characters. He's single-handedly taken on all those characters. So we can just say feat-wise that White Hair Muzan is still above everyone, and then he's only complimenting Iguro and focusing on Iguro most of the time. I think that's a big indication of Iguro being the strongest Hashira at that moment. I think that's a big indication. And I'm also bring up another speed feat. I also want to bring up the fact that Iguro is one of the smallest Hashira, and he's even smaller than Mitsuri and Shinobu. And I want to bring in that the poison spreaded through him slower than everyone else. No, not even slower. I meant it hindered him when Guillaume and Sanemi start feeling the effects as well. The poison spread it faster on him than anyone else because he has a smaller body. And then he started feeling the effects of the poison when Guillaume and Sanemi does. So I just want to bring that in because I think that's very interesting. But I want to bring in one more feat or a couple more feats with him when Tanjiro with 13 forms, and a statement that's very intriguing as well. So one more thing I want to talk about that's a statement and is Guillaume saying that he needed space to get his red blade and his transparent world. I find it very interesting because Iguro didn't need neither of them. And when Guillaume means space, he means time to actually do it, because more of the others joined at that time, Zenitsu Kanui and Inosuke joined at that time, so he wouldn't have as much space as he did before. So he's talking about time and not space. But Guillaume needed space to actually get his red blade and transparent world, but Iguro did it without both of those. He got it within a matter of seconds. He got his red blade before Zenitsu Kanui and Inosuke popped up, and he got it before them. And he got the transparent world immediately after Guillaume said what it was, and he was the only person that unlocked it at that point. So can we consider this a speed, like a kind of like a speed thing? I would consider it, because he's moving faster than what Guillaume can. He's doing things faster than what Guillaume can. He's getting his red blade faster with less people. He's getting his transparent world faster than what Guillaume can. Can we consider this more of a speed feat or a speed statement? You can take it how you want to. I don't really care. I'm just bringing up things that's very interesting about Iguro and the whole thing, because I find it very interesting. I would use it as a speed thing, because Guillaume needs more people to unlock these things. Iguro didn't. That means he has enough speed. While the poison is still spreading through him faster, he can do it faster than what Guillaume can. And he has no kind of experience how to unlock those things Guillaume does. So this is the last feat I'll be talking about with Iguro on Obanai. So I want to bring up the fact that he saved 13 form Tanjiro. Tanjiro at this point is stronger than every single Hashira, because he's fighting Muzan at his strongest. Muzan did get stronger and faster throughout the fight. Yes, he did. But I'm not gonna say why, because I'll give out my whole scaling wise. So Tanjiro is the strongest at this point, who's the Slayer, and Iguro saves him, and Muzan targets Iguro, and Iguro dodges it. And yes, Muzan is progressively getting much weaker, yes, but Muzan is using his thigh whips at this point, and we don't know how weak Muzan gets, so I'm just going to say he's still at the same strength, unless someone can give me proof when it says he gets this weaker. So I'm just going to keep saying he's relative. So at this point, that Iguro is actually doing the same as Tanjiro, while still being poisoned, and actually took in more damage than Tanjiro at this point. And so Iguro is on that Tanjiro level, with still being heavily more injured and still getting more poisoned in him. So Tanjiro would beat Iguro, yes, but Iguro is on that level. He was getting so close to that level. So I think it's fair enough to say that Iguro, compared to all the other Hashira, is just far much stronger and faster. Except when something happens after. But I think this is fair enough to say that, because now White Hair Muzan with his thigh whips is targeting Iguro and Tanjiro, and it's just the two of them. So this is a much stronger Muzan than what the Hashira had to face right before. And Iguro is doing all right. Yeah, he gets taken out the fight, but at the beginning he was doing really all right. Really good. He was doing he was doing a little bit less than what Tanjiro was doing. So I think, like, feat-wise, this just proves that Iguro on Obanai is the second strongest Hashira. Stronger than Hajime, Sanemi, and all the other characters from before. He's so much faster than all of them. He has so much feats that go against everyone else's. that it just puts him above all these characters. And I'm gonna end it right here. I'm gonna end the video right here because I don't need any more information than what I just said. So that's the end. Fuck y'all. If you guys think otherwise, if you don't think Iguro is above anyone who's below Coco, you can debate me. We can discuss it. Iguro solos the Hashira except Giyu, and he beats all the upper runes. If you think otherwise, my Discord will be in the description. See ya! And hold up, another video is coming soon. I know this video took like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but another video is coming up. Funny thing is, if you don't want to see this part, I don't care. But the video already ended. I just put in more information. I put the beginning part of the video was weeks ago, and I'm just finishing this on March 6th. Yep, March 6th. I'm finishing it. So I don't know, but I'll be making a video pretty soon because I got all this free time, and I won't be having so much free time after today. So I see all of y'all next video.